Right, hey guys, Mr. Adamson here. Welcome to another lesson in Science 14. Today's lesson, we're going to talk about the digestive system, how it works, its parts, and then just watch a little quick YouTube video just to sum it all up. So the process. So chemical energy is stored in food. We've talked earlier about thermal energy, kinetic energy, potential energy. Well, in food, we have chemical energy. There's different sorts of molecules are held together by bonds within the food, and our digestive system breaks down these bonds, and that's where we get the energy from from the food. Now, the digestive system changes food we eat into simple chemical compounds that can enter our cells. Now, we use these compounds called nutrients for energy, growth, and repair. And the major nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. And we're going to have other lessons where we're going to talk about these nutrients. Now, the process of it. So getting the necessary nutrients we need involves three main processes. So mechanical digestion. So the teeth in the stomach break food down into small pieces. We have chemical digestion. So chemical known as enzymes break food down further because the mechanical digestion can't break it down small enough for point number 3, which is absorption. And the molecule-sized products of chemical digestion move into our bloodstream. And this is where we see our circulatory system and our digestive system working together and taking these necessary nutrients to different cells within our body and so on. Now, the parts of the digestive system. We have the mouth. So this mechanically breaks down the food, and saliva helps. So saliva is an enzyme that further breaks down the components that are mechanically broken down. We have the esophagus. This connects the throat to the stomach. And in humans and other vertebrates, it is a muscular tube lined with mucous membrane. So the food can kind of slide down, but we also use peristaltic contractions to move the food down. So think of like a snake swallowing something. It just slowly moves it down to your stomach. Now the stomach, we have the muscles contract to mix the food. It releases acids that activate enzymes to help digest the food and break it down more. And it dissolves the food into a liquid form. Now, the small intestine, it neutralizes the stomach acid because the stomach is very acidic. It has to really use these acids again to break the food down. And if that acid chyme or that liquid that's created in your stomach goes into your small intestine and wasn't neutralized, it would burn your intestine. And that's why, like, if you throw up, for example, you get a burning sensation in your throat. It's that acid from your stomach. So the small intestine, it neutralizes the stomach acid. It absorbs 80 to 90% of the nutrients, and it releases digestive juices to help digest the food even further. Now, the large intestine, it also absorbs some vitamins, some minerals, and a lot of the water. Now, the anus, it discharges a solid mass of undigested food called the feces, so all the waste that we don't need. We're just going to watch a quick little YouTube video here.
Digestion begins in the mouth, where the teeth break food into smaller particles during mastication. Salivary glands, located near the oral cavity, secrete saliva, which begins chemical digestion and keeps the food moist. As food is swallowed, the soft palate blocks the upper pharynx to prevent food from entering the nasal cavity, and multiple voluntary muscles in the face, neck, and tongue contract, pushing food particles through the pharynx. The food passes over the epiglottis, which prevents food entry into the respiratory system, and then into the esophagus, which connects the pharynx to the stomach. The one-way movement of the food mass, now called a bolus, is controlled by wave-like involuntary muscle contractions. This movement is known as peristalsis. The bolus now enters the stomach. Holes in the stomach wall, called rugae, allow for expansion as the stomach fills. Stomach cells secrete hydrochloric acid, pepsinogen, and various regulatory hormones that chemically digest the bolus. Muscular contractions in the stomach churn its contents to further break down the bolus and mix it with stomach secretions to form a thick liquid called chyme. Chyme exits the stomach through the pyloric sphincter and enters the small intestine, the major site of nutrient absorption. The small intestine consists of 3 parts: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Bile from the liver and digestive enzymes from the pancreas empty into the duodenum to aid in digestion. Absorbed nutrients pass from the lumen of the
All right, so there's a little bit more to further go in and explain the digestive system, how food passes through your body. Hopefully you're able to take something from that, learn a little bit about the connectedness of the circulatory system with the digestive system. And thanks for listening.